Thank you, and hello again to everybody. It's good to be here. I've learned a lot already this morning, and it's good to see that smartphone is sponsoring my portion, because that's one tool that I had kind of heard a little bit about but wasn't real familiar with. So I'm excited to explore that as well. So I think that a lot of us, when we first start using Podio, you meet Podio and you find out, oh, okay, Podio is a project management system, or it's an information management system, or it's a CRM. And that was me. I was doing this exhaustive search. When I say exhaustive, I do mean an exhaustive search of every CRM in the world, and trying to figure out which one was going to work for my for my business, and also what I could refer to others. So that was me. As best as I can tell, I found Podio around 2014, 2015. And that also marked a major turning point in my company as well. So that was kind of my first introduction to Podio. And then you very quickly fall in love with Podio, because for me, it's really the core system within my company. Even though my tech stack includes a lot of other tools, Podio is kind of the core of all of them. So you find out how integral it is to your work. You find out how it's completely flexible and can do just about anything. And then throw in the piece that it integrates with all of these other services. So the next thought is, well, I want more. What else can Podio do? So Podio is already working for me as a customer relationship management tool, and also as a project management tool, because I had, over the years, I've had a distributed team, people across different time zones working together on projects. Podio has allowed us to streamline all of that. So you start to think, okay, what else can this amazing tool do for me? How else can I put Podio to work to make my business run more smoothly? So I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I have a purely technical background, and then all of this creative stuff that has been sort of self-taught. So my degrees are in technology. I actually teach IT courses at a few universities, and over the years I've been a web developer, photographer, videographer, and graphic designer. So for me, the projects that I'm most excited about and the projects where I add the most value are those ones that require equal parts of strategy and technology and creativity tied together. So I love the database concept behind Podio. I love the ability to write code, to customize different pieces. And then, for my thinking is, okay, well, how can I use this to take some of the mundane design tasks off my plate? So Podio plus graphic design. These are some things that I've been doing. So I'm going to demo the first one, which is Mockups. I'm going to show you a quick demo of how that works. I've also used it to create real estate property flyers. I take a lot of property photos, and I know a lot of you have real estate clients. So to be able to take that stack of photos and move them into a flyer with just a few clicks allows me to offer a lot more value, and again takes off some of those more repetitive tasks. Calendar Maker, that's something I'm building for this coming year. The process of doing page layout, January, February, place something here, place something here, load off to the side. That is something that I'm able to build out through Podio. And also some web page creation, not full-blown websites, but using Podio to build a client portal. So now when I update their files to Dropbox, I'm building out a portal so that they can have links on a custom configured page that they can, that can point them to those files. Landing pages for singular offerings that I offer through my company, and then some single client web apps. So the kind that, not a full-blown mobile app, but the kind where you can have an app icon on your phone, and then open that, save that icon, and then open that web page in a format where the menus are hidden and it looks and feels like an app. Those I'm also able to build with my Podio infrastructure. So mock-ups, you see these all the time. They're really important if you deal in digital products, particularly in photography, and even in some video applications or ebooks. It's important to be able to show those digital assets as they would appear in real life. So these are just 3 examples of mock-ups, and there are a lot of tools that you can use to build them, but you have to, find your picture and then go to the site and then pick the mock-up you want and then add your picture into it, or you can do them in Photoshop or Illustrator. And that doesn't sound too complicated, and it's not, but I mean, if you can use some tech to do it, why not? So, so this, I'm going to show you this system that I've built out. Now I use, again, my stack is kind of broad. I use a lot of different tools. I like Trello a lot. I use Zapier a lot. Integromat is really becoming the close second to Podio in terms of using that to tie my other tools together. I'm actually phasing out some of what I do in Zapier because Integromat is even more flexible. And thanks to the GlobalFlow community, because that's where I even learned about Integromat was through there. So I use Podio's workflow automation a lot, Integromat. And in this case, I use Cloud Convert. So I'll use the built-in PDF tool in GlobalFlow if I'm doing something that looks like, like an invoice or something like that that's going to fit on a standard sheet of paper. But if I need something that looks more like an image, my social media graphics that I create, or something that needs to bleed all the way to the edges, then I use Cloud Convert, which is a really economical SaaS tool that I use. So this is just a quick screenshot of what my Integromat scenario looks like. I won't go through all the details of that now, but I'll show you this video. Hopefully it'll play okay for you guys. There's no audio to it. But so this is what I do. I drag in the photo that I want to use for the mock-up, and then I select from a list of mock-ups that I have, and I've got them named so I can recognize them: hands holding video, iPad hands, white wall with a blue couch, whatever the case may be. So I've got a little bit of a pause in the video, so there's less of a delay for you guys, but I click this action button. This is what I use. I use these buttons to trigger my, my webhooks. So I press a button if it's not based on edits. Like if I have lots of edits, but I wanted to say when I'm ready, I use these action buttons for that. So I have a pause. It depends on the size of all the files, but basically within anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes or so, I can quickly generate these mock-ups just by selecting from my list. And then you can see, so for this, a property photo, I chose 2 of my mock-ups for that. And then you can see here the mock-up that shows it as if there were a video, and then also on the iPad. I chose these 2 so you can see how I handle the different proportions of the graphics. So there are some that will expand to fill the whole area and cut off the sides, or depending on what it is, I can show the entire image. But I have that flexibility built into my apps, built into my workflow. So so this has really been huge to be able to do to do this sort of thing. Has been really really fun to build, and also has been very useful. Again, these are some of the other graphic design and web design systems. They're in varying levels of completion. I've used the property flyers before, the calendar maker I'm building out for this coming year. But yeah, I love that by doing it this way and by using GlobalFlow along with Integromat, with Podio as the base, I can take full advantage of HTML and use the best of what each platform has to offer. So there are a lot of little steps along the way that go to make the whole system work. So yeah, so that is my my short community presentation. I think we have time for questions, and I saw a comment pop up that I'm about to read in a second. But yeah, it's exciting to me to play around with the tech. Sometimes I have to catch myself because sometimes I'll just build Podio things for fun, and I'm like, wait, do some work now. So I do get kind of caught up in the whole geek factor of it all, but I think it's just really exciting. We've got such a powerful and flexible tool here, and I love to be able to push it and see everything that we can do.